Good evening. Welcome to Wolfe County Wolves Esports action here at Wolfe County High School. Today's Sweet 16 action features your Wolves Blue against the Martha Lane Collins High School Titans. So, should be a good matchup here today. We're going to take a look at our champ selection.
As we get right into it, we start off Wolfe County banning Master Yi and Vel'Koz, two very solid bands. As Wolfe County, what school is this? Martha Lane.
Martha Lane Collins Titans.
The Titans banning Darius and Kenan. Darius focused towards the top laner for Wolfe County. He hasn't played him a whole lot recently, but Kenan, a very focused ban on the mid laner for Wolfe County. As Wolfe County finishes off their first pick, or the last pick of the first wave with Thresh. And we go back to the Titans, who banned Silas. Ooh, two very strong mid lane champions for Wolfe County's mid laner. Silas being one that he picked up fairly recently, but a very strong champion for his champion pool nonetheless. But then banning that out very early. As we go to the first pick for Wolfe County's top lane, who immediately locks in Nasus. Nasus being a very favored champion of his, and the fact that they left that open is rather surprising. As we go now to the pick for the top laner for the Titans.
It's kind of hard to ban these kids out when they got so many champions they can play with. You know, you ban one, but, you know, they'd ban somebody else, we would have said the same thing. Hey, they're really good with this character too, so it makes it difficult. And a Kale pick coming in there for the Titans. Kale's a pretty strong top laner. I know they've went back and forth. They nerfed her once and buffed her once, I think, this season both. So
yeah,
a lot of movement there on that one.
Now go to the jungle pick for the Titans, who will be locking in Sivir for the ADC. Now go to the jungle for Wolfe County, who might be doing something similar, as he actually goes straight for his Warwick. Warwick being his most preferred jungle. Very good, very gank-heavy jungle. A lot of damage there. We go with the Jace lock-in for Wolfe County's mid laner. Yes, he goes with the Jace lock-in. It's very heavy lane bully. Jace has a lot of, lane presence in the game, so he'll be a major threat to him. As we go with the Leona lock-in for... We also noticed... Okay, yeah, they went with Leona for the mid laner locking in for the support. Go now to the second wave of bans, starting with the Titans being the first pick, as they will be locking in an Alistar ban. Alistar has been one that's been almost banned every single game I've noticed.
Yep.
They really have it out for Wolfe County support as Wolfe County goes to ban Brand. Now we go back to the last ban for the Titans, who will be potentially going for an ADC ban here. It'll be kind of hard to tell though. As we go with the Morgana, so another support ban. Okay, another support ban from the Titans there. That's interesting. Now we finally go to the last ban, which will be a Sejuani ban from Wolfe County. From what I've been told, Sejuani is one of the more one of the jungler that the champion their jungler plays the most of. So the fact them not locking her in and picking for their ADC might have hindered them a little bit. As they go with an Udyr lock-in for their jungle for the Titans. We now go with the ADC pick for Wolfe County, who is hovering Kai'Sa. I haven't seen... he hasn't played much ADC for the team this season, so it'd be interesting to see him play Kai'Sa. As he locks in the Kai'Sa. Kai'Sa lock-in for Wolfe County's bot laner. We go now to the last pick for Wolfe County, going for the support. I pick something AP based because Wolfe County doesn't have much AP right now. Kai'Sa's the most AP they have, and she's an ADC. Probably Sona, maybe? Nope, Nami. Okay. Yeah. Wolfe County locking in Nami. We go now to the last pick, going for the mid laner for the Titans, who will be locking in Ahri. The Ahri lock-in. All right. Might give Jace a little bit of a run for his money in the mid lane, not being much of a bully as he'd like to be because of her Q as well as her charm.
So there's your lineup. Let's take a look here at your Wolves Blue Spring 2019. In the top lane, we have Cody Sargent, Sr. In the bot lane running ADC, we have Junior Cameron Caskey. In the support lane, we have Junior Jeremy McKinney. In the jungle, we have Junior Matt Riley. And in the mid lane, we have Senior Brendan Bush. So that is your Wolves Blue for spring 2019. We also want to take this time to thank our wonderful esports sponsors, Appalachian Wireless, Mountain Telephone, Licking Valley Rural Electric, Farmers and Traders Bank of Campton, Whitaker Bank of Campton, and Sweetheart by Stephanie of Campton, Kentucky. So thanks to all our esports sponsors out there. All right. So, Drew, got any other insights into the matchup?
Between the two teams, Wolfe County again going with a very more aggro, team comp versus their usual little lot safer picks. The Warwick definitely much more of an aggro jungle. Jace being well known for being a lane bully is also something. Yeah. Nass is, of course, having his presence being in the game that he'll basically be guaranteed to win if the game lasts long enough, or if he gets his early stacks, nonetheless. Between the two teams, like individual lane-wise, we see Nasus and Kale. Nasus is going to have a lot of problems with Kale early because, they are both melee range champions, so it won't be that bad for Nasus, but the fact that he's got, a very famously weak early game is going to probably be a pretty big hindrance to him because Kale's also going to be able to have... She has a fair amount of ranged abilities, so that might be a pretty big hindrance for Nasus until he gets to where his stacks are sufficient enough to make him be able to go in on Kale and win those fights. Warwick and Udyr both very aggressive, junglers. Warwick having a fear might be a little better in that case, but Udyr also has a very spammable stun, so both junglers having a pretty decent amount of fighting potential. Mid laners, Jace being, like I said, a very synonymous lane bully. It's going to have a little bit of a problem, though, with Ari being with her Q, her very awkward Q that does true damage if it manages to connect with him on the return, as well as Ari's charm. If Jace can avoid the charm, he should be able to win his trades, though, pretty easily. Between the bot laners, Kai'Sa and Sivir, it's a complete toss-up. If Kai'Sa can land, a good portion of her auto attacks off on Sivir without being, CC too much, and the landing her W without Sivir, spell shielding it every time, she should be able to win those fights fairly easily. And then we go to the supports, Nami and Leona, both pretty decent. Nami being more of a healing support, a little bit of CC, not as much, but Leona being purely an engaged support. I will say that between the two teams, the Titans probably have an advantage in the engaged department. In terms of team fighting potential, Kai'Sa's ult and Leona's ult are pretty scary, being if they are used effectively. Aside from that, Wolfe County, having Nasus when he ults as well, the Nami ult coming in, Warwick ulting the right person to CC them in the right time, Kai'Sa coming with her ulti, Jace, with his harassment. It'll be an interesting fight to say the least. So, it'll definitely be an interesting matchup. As we now go to the next about 5 seconds before the game starts, go ahead and swap over here to the match, and we'll go ahead and see how everything pans out.
Did you get switched over?
Yeah.
Okay.
Should be. It's
a few seconds behind. It's like 15 seconds behind. Look at that Udyr. Sivir. Hold on, that one's 111,000.
No, it's 11,000.
Oh,
118.
yeah.
There's a lot of ones
A lot
there.
of
It's
ones.
yeah.
Yeah, it's on. It's working.
Being a little while here. Sorry about this loading time. These computers aren't the fastest thing. Alright, and the teams have loaded into the map. We'll go ahead and wait for a sec as the fountain opens up and lets the teams leave. Everyone now moves to respective position. Wolfgang will be starting on blue side. I want to go ahead and start off by letting everyone know that. We see immediately the Udyr, Leona, and Sivir going down to the bot side jungle, as well as the Ahri following up. Going to defend Udyr for that early leash, as we see Warwick, Kai'Sa, and Nami sitting down on their red buff bot side for defending as well. Jace and Nasus sitting towards top side. Jace ready to ward Pixel Brush at the right moment, as Kayle goes top side to defend the Titans' red buff. Minions have now spawned. Champions are now moving to their respective positions as the minion waves start to push up. Again, both teams just sitting idly, just waiting for stuff to happen. About 10 seconds here, we should start seeing some, gameplay going on. As minions have now passed buffs have spawned, and leashes have began. We see Wolfgang starting off with Warwick, Kai'Sa, and Nami giving that very early leash off to Warwick. Kai'Sa's passive working very well to aid in doing so, as Leona and Sivir now move down to bot side as well. Udyr now securing his blue buff. Nasus and Kayle just taking it very slow in the top lane. Nothing major going on at the moment. Since the game has just started, we see every champion is pushing, holding off fairly well. Both lanes pushed about even at this point, as Warwick goes for his Krugs, and Udyr goes through mid lane after securing his Wolf Camp to go towards what appears to be his red buff. Yeah, Udyr going for his red buff now. Trades going on fairly evenly. Layne Nasus is now hitting level 2 in the top lane, as Kayle also does the same. Some mild pushing. Jace having a slight push in the mid lane, being a little bit, taking that bully pressure to his advantage. Again, if he can refrain from getting hit by those charms from Ahri, he'll definitely be able to. He should most likely succeed. As Nami lands the bubble on Sivir there. Good bubble from Nami. Getting able to get that knock, a little bit of damage off there. Not a whole lot, but nonetheless damage still. Jace getting an auto attacks off there. We see Nasus pushing the lane back a little bit. Now getting level 3. Nami throwing the bubble, missing Sivir there, just barely. Both lanes push up evenly. Warwick now pushing through mid lane towards his blue buff. As Udyr goes down mid lane for the gank, we see Jace starting early with the E knock away on Urgot, forcing him to flash as well. The stun still connecting onto him. Sad that that flash had to be wasted so early on Jace, but nonetheless, guaranteeing that he's not going to die from it. As Jace looks to go in for a gank here, as actually no, it looks like Warwick steals the scuttle. Kayle coming down to gank as well. Udyr flashing to secure first blood as Kayle rotates down from top lane to get that first blood on Warwick, or giving it to Udyr. So, not the best play there from Wolfe County, but yeah, just not the best start. Urgot now pushing up towards his Krugs as well, as Warwick now respawns, going back up towards his topside jungle. Nasus sitting, farming top lane fairly easily. Kayle has returned to top lane since Jace sitting mid again as Ahri pushes up. Both lanes trading fairly evenly. One thing to notice, I'm kind of surprised Warwick didn't use his flash there. He could have flashed away pretty easily and got away from that 1v2. But I guess he might have just got CC'd a little too much and it would have been much of a difference anyway. Anyway, Udyr is now backed and is moving back to lane as he goes towards bot side jungle. Nami with the bubble, missing the Sivir. We see Leona going with the Q on Nami as a Sivir Q thrown out, connecting both ways onto Kai'Sa. Nasus pushing the lane now, top lane. A little earlier than expected, but nonetheless, not surprising to say the least. Nasus putting that pressure in the top lane. Jace continuously keeping the pressure up in mid lane as well, as Udyr goes down, warding bot lane River very, very well. 3 wards on bot side River. Almost the entirety of the River warded, actually. Giving them pretty clear vision of that Dragon Pit if anyone tries to get near it. So Warwick going for his... looked like he just secured his red buff. I don't think his red buff was back up yet. Ooh, a bubble connecting there from Nami on the Leona. The Q from Kai'Sa connecting on the Leona as well. We see some auto attacks going off from Sivir or from Kai'Sa there. She manages to dash manages to avoid the Leona Q. So some good play there from her. Managed to get some pretty good damage put off in the bot side. Let's go ahead and check some farm real quick while nothing major is going on. We'll want to point out though that Titans are up currently at 500 gold lead at 6 minutes into the game. So let's go ahead and check the farm. Nasus out farming Kayle pretty drastically this early in the game, as Jace is hit with the charm, again ganked from Udyr to mid lane. We see Ahri going with the ulti as well, with the Ignite going off, getting the kill on Jace. Udyr is very obviously going to be a problem for this team. Wolfgang is going to need to be able to focus around, getting away from him, managing to shut him out of fights if they want to be able to succeed in these team fights. Or top lane, as Ahri goes away or tries to run away as well, Udyr running away as well. Nasus going and Warwick going back in for that dragon as Wolfgang manages to secure a very free Mountain Drake. So interesting. Titans didn't even attempt to fight that. They just immediately backed off. I guess they understood the fact that Nasus was teleporting in from top lane. So a decent call from Titans there. Definitely wanting to evade any unnecessary kills given to Nasus, given how much of a threat he is. The bubble connecting onto Sivir and the Leona, but sadly enough, Sivir had her spell shield up, managing to block her from the CC of it. But a good bubble there from Nami for sure. Warwick has secured his red buff and now is dying to back. We see Nasus now we're returning back up to top lane as Jace sits mid lane pushing. Let's go back to CS real quick. Nasus sitting currently up about 20 CS on the top lane, 25 CS, sorry. Jungler's sitting about dead even. Mid laner's sitting about even, while Jace having a slight advantage. Bot laner's pretty close, but Sivir having a slight advantage, only a couple CS up, as the support's Layne having a few because of her support item. This might be a slight problem for Nasus now. Kayle is level 6, so she will get her auto attacks ranged after her 5 auto attacks, connect. This being a very big problem for people who play against Kayle because she has a very obvious power spike once she hits level 6. Probably one of the most noticeable power spikes in the game of any champion. The wither from Nasus there on a Kayle. Not going to be able to go in on her with the Q, though, as he's a little under tower. He hits her with an auto attack there, nonetheless. Going to get some damage. See a Q from Nasus still connecting onto her. She's pretty low health. He might want to flash Q, maybe for an early kill, but he's not going to do so. As he does flash Q onto Kayle. We see the ult from Nasus as well. Urgot going in for that easy kill, trying to just secure a free kill from, thanks to the tower. Nasus attempting to do a lot of work there, too, on Urgot. Could have potentially won it. He just took far too much tower damage there. Kayle didn't ult, so that definitely costed her. She had the ability to, no problem. She was... From a lot of people noticing, that would have been a pretty obvious, what he was going to be doing there. But I guess she just noticed it, and it costed her, dearly. Nasus getting a kill. Score is currently 1-3 with a Mountain Drake in favor of Wolfe County. The goal difference currently being about 800 in favor of the Titans. Again, Udyr is definitely the person of the interest in this game for the Titans. Wolfe County definitely have to watch out for him. He happens to be placing himself very well a good majority of these games. Jace going for the engage, potentially getting that enhanced Q off on to we see Udyr coming with the gank bot lane as Kai'Sa gets those attacks. Kai'Sa ulting to the side to dodge the Udyr. Udyr flashing away. The ult from Nami managing to hit all 3 people. Leona getting the ult off at the ignite on Kai'Sa as well. Kai'Sa flashing. The Sivir Q connecting with Kai'Sa as Udyr manages to secure the kill. How did Udyr secure the kill? I think he had, Udyr's Tiamat securing him that kill. Wolfe County currently down 1-4 early in the game. 10 minutes in, this is not looking very good for them at this point. Again, Udyr is being the entirety of the issue for Wolfe County. Wolfe County definitely has to step it up and, start counter-ganking or something like that. Speaking of counter-ganking, we see Warwick coming top lane now. For engage, we see an ult from Ahri mid lane. As she misses the charm, it looked like a flash there, maybe? As Jace decides to Q onto her in hammer stance. Warwick deciding to back on from top lane now, as Nami tries to defend the bot side tower from falling early, as a bubble connecting from onto Sivir and Layne. There's a lot of bubbles connecting. Sivir, so support for Wolfe County putting in a lot of work down bot lane, managing to land a good portion of her abilities, but just not be able to follow up very much because of that Sivir spell shield. Kai's W thrown there, going to be in the bush, but completely wild. Is not going to be able to connect with anybody. Leon sitting in the bush waiting, maybe for a little bit of maybe for her ultimate. Her ult is up, so if they want to engage, they have the right to for sure. The support is half health though, so Kai'Sa might be able to win those trades against her if they can manage to get Leona down. She would definitely be tradable for sure. Jace again keeping that very prominent pressure in the mid lane. Nasus pushing top lane very well. A lot of pressure put top lane as Udyr sits top lane as well, going for his Krugs. Warwick going back into his jungle now. Nothing major going on at the moment. Let's go and check the CS real quick between the two teams. We see Nasus now hurting a Hunter farm, almost 50 CS up in the top lane, about 40 CS in the top lane difference in favor of Nasus. Jungler sitting about a 10 CS difference in favor of Udyr, sorry. Mid laner sitting about even 5 CS lead in favor of Ahri. ADC sitting about dead even. And again, Leona, having her kills because of her support item. Udyr now sitting in the Udyr now has ganked top line. Not going to get anything out of that though. For Nasus being put managing to move back out to safety, so good on Nasus for having that vision. As it looks like Jace and Warwick now going to secure an Infernal Drake. A good Drake to get at this point in the game. Definitely giving that power spike they really need. As Warwick has secured that Infernal Drake. Ahri attempted to try and stop it, but not going to be able to do anything out of it. So now Warwick taking a lot of damage there from that Sivir Q for sure. Nasus currently having, I don't know, how many stacks does Nasus have? Can't really tell how many stacks Nasus has at this point. But he should be probably about 150 to 200. At this point, maybe about 150. Bot lane now push back as Sivir and Leona just push up to secure some pretty easy farm. Sivir and Leona maybe securing another tower plating here. The bubble connecting on the Sivir again, but that spell shield just being a big issue for Nami there. In terms of, using that, that bubble. That bubble will be a really big help for Kai'Sa if she can be able to get that CC onto Sivir. But again, that bubble just being that spell shield being too much of an issue for her. Udyr moves out of topside jungle back towards river. He might be going down towards mid lane again. No, actually going down towards river. We see Kai'Sa going in, maybe. We see the W connecting on Leona. We see the ult from Kai'Sa there going towards Leona. Leona queuing, hitting Kai'Sa, the heal from Sivir, as Nami secures the kill on Leona. The bubble connecting as well, it's knocking her up. So a good save there from Nami. I mean, sadly enough, she got the kill and didn't give it to Kai'Sa, but nonetheless, it definitely saved Kai'Sa from dying. So good teamwork there, good communication from Wolfe County in that fight. We see Kai'Sa and Nami trying to defend that tower. Warwick going to remove a control ward out of the pixel brush, as Kayle and Nasus again just at top lane, pretty much at a stalemate at this point. Nasus sitting in the bush. He gets the wither onto Kayle from Nasus. Nasus queuing, getting off about a quarter health off of her. Crazy amount of damage. Nasus already at this point having a lot of damage in the game this early. He will definitely be a big problem if he continues on at the way he's going. Udyr hasn't moved much from top lane, noticeably enough. He might have, it hasn't been very much, very noticeable what he's been doing. Aside from those early 2 or 3 ganks, he hasn't done much at all to contribute to the team. It's been about 5 minutes since anything, major has happened, at least involving Udyr. We see Udyr now backing in the jungle, as Nasus pushed topside some more, leveling up there, getting level 11. Nasus now having another rather large power spike with that level 11. As Warwick pushes up from bot side jungle, going to his top side, going for his blue buff. Jace pushed back slightly in his lane. Leona there taking a tower shot or two. As Nasus goes to clear some wards. Warwick now going for his blue buff. He's going to be able to secure that, no problem. Jace pushes the lane back up slightly as he... Nothing's going on. This is a very tame game compared to the last few that Wolfgang's played. Both teams, again, just, holding the lanes pretty steadily. Kayle, again, sitting pretty consistently back under her tower. Nasus, this being a problem for him, he won't be able to, get a whole lot of kills like that, having to make Kayle play very defensive under her tower. More vision now from the Titans in the bush. As Warwick's going to be able to have to give up his Scuttle Crab to the Udyr, who's going to be able to take it, no problem. Jace goes to clear that control ward out of the Pixel Brush from bot side river. As he goes back to mid lane now, Kai'Sa and Nami moving back towards bot side. Udyr pushing towards top lane, maybe going for an early, maybe looking to gank top lane here at some time, but it looks like he's going to decide to back off as he goes back towards mid lane. Maybe looking for something on Jace here. Warwick pushing up in the jungle on the top side, going for some more clearing. As he goes for his Gromp, we see Udyr and Ahri moving towards top lane, maybe looking for a 3-man top lane. He needs, like Nasus, might need to back off here. Udyr and Ahri pushing into the top side river now. So they're definitely looking for some counter jungling here. As Jace has backed, so Ahri's going to be able to roam for a little bit. So he might need to take benefit of this and be able to farm some more. Or, maybe roam top lane as well. It looks like they are going to clear the wards around the Rift Herald. So some vision removed. Jace clearing top mid lane pretty easily. We see a gank from Jace here. The charm connecting onto Jace from the Ahri and Udyr, man. Jace just not doing very well this game. As Udyr, man, has just been a consistent problem for him. Let's go ahead and check the score. Is currently 2-5 with only with about a 600 goal or 700 goal lead or difference in favor of the Titans. They now have secured the first turret. A charm connecting onto Nasus from Ahri there. The W from Kai'Sa not going to be able to connect with anybody. As it looks like Titans are going to go for their first Drake, which would be another Mountain Drake. As they manage to secure the Mountain Drake. Now we see Sivir, Leona, Ahri, and Udyr pushing towards bot side. Going to try and secure that tower. As Jace and Warwick rotate down. Going to try and, stop them. The charm almost connecting on Kai'Sa there from Ahri. As Sivir's Q is going to connect. We see Udyr going in for it. We see the ult from Nami. As Sivir manages to blow her spell shield, the Sivir W connecting as well. We see the ult from Sivir. Warwick missing his ulti as Udyr is forced to flash. Nasus coming with the ult from top. Jace with that enhanced Q from downtown. Nasus getting that Q off as well. Sivir going to try and spell shield, but not going to be able to do enough as Nasus is forced to flashes for that double kill. Kai'Sa going with those auto attacks. The ignite from Sivir onto Kai'Sa, not going to be able to do anything as Kai'Sa secures that kill. That one team fight instantly turning it around for Wolfe County right there. Going from a 2-5 to 6-5 in one team fight. Good teamwork from Wolfe County there, as well as getting a tower. good plays overall from the entirety of Wolfe County on that one play right there, managing to put him back into the lead just with that one play. Now the score is currently 6-5 with a 2,000 gold lead. About 2,000. About 1,500 gold lead in favor of Wolfe County. Towers are currently sitting at 1-1. Nass is going for that second tower, but not going to do anything as Layne comes down now. So he will have to back off. Kaiser or Kale now going to be able to top lane, probably secure that top lane tower. Kaiser's going to try and get top to stop if anything can happen, but it looks like it's not going to be able to. As she lands the W, going to make Kale back off before the tower about falls. But the tower does fall, sadly enough. Just enough minion autos to take that tower. Udyr tries to take his own Baron, or take his own blue buff, but he's not going to be able to do it as Nasus just does too much Q damage at this point. So, again, this is a big issue for the Titans if they want to, try and do this again. Nasus already being a big prominent threat for them. 186 CS at 20 minutes even, with a 3-1 score. He's about 60 CS up on the Kale. Jungler's about 15 or about 20 CS lead in favor of Udyr. Udyr currently sitting at 4-1. Udyr is definitely pretty big right now for Titans, so they will have to probably play around him. Nami going to push up pretty easily, get caught out by Udyr, forcing her to flash. The ult from Nami, the bubble connecting as well. Kaiser with that follow-up. The ult from Kale onto him. Oh, we see Kaiser ult from the side flashing as well. The Q's going to connect. She does secure the kill. Runs down to the side. Ari's going to be forced to ult to secure that kill on Kaiser. Jace following up top lane. The ult from Kale definitely contributing to helping, Udyr secure that, or, do a lot of work there on Kaiser. But Kaiser's going to be able to outplay just enough, that flash and heal. Both popped there. Able to still get the kill on the Udyr, so good on Kaiser there. Good follow-up. Nami did get caught out. That was a pretty big problem for there. As we see the ult from Nasus now. 1 Q alone doing half health on Sivir. Barely going to get away. Is she going to get away? We see Nasus keep following up. He hits a Q. He's going to get the Q onto Sivir, no problem. The E as well. The Q onto Leona, already doing a double kill. Just sitting on her tower that entire time like absolutely nothing going on for him. Nasus already is just a huge threat. As Udyr coming down bot lane for the gank, we see Ahri as well. Nass is going to try and get some trades off. If he can avoid the Ahri charm, he should be able to win these fights, no problem. He gets the Q off. He's not going to be able to deal with the Wither as the Q's going to connect, and it's going to not be enough as Ahri's able to CC him a little too much, and he's not able to win that fight. Udyr securing that kill. Definitely, as well, getting a 700 gold shutdown. Udyr, of all people, definitely not needing that shutdown. Jace trying to throw an enhanced Q on there, but not going to be able to connect with anybody. If he would be able to connect that on Udyr, it would have been fantastic, but he did miss it, so. Nasus has bought his Trinity Force now, so he's going to have an even more large power spike than he already had. Kaiser's going to hit her, get hit with that taunt, or the charm from Ahri now. Jace hitting his E as well. He's going to try and do some damage there. He's going to miss the Q, but still get enough damage off on Ahri to secure that kill. Jace now having secured his... Jace now sitting 2-2. As Nami and Jace are going to try and take mid tower, but Udyr's going to come in and try and stop them, manage to push them away pretty easily. Scores are currently 10-8, with Wolfe County having a 2,000 gold lead. Towers are 3-2, 3-3 now. Titans just now secure their third tower of the game. Gold difference about 1,500 in favor of Wolfe County. Let's go and check the farm real quick right before anything major happens. Nass is sitting about 203 farm, about 80 CS, above Kale. Jungler's sitting about even. Mid laner sitting about even. Jay's sitting about 10 CS lead. As Kaiser is sitting down about 10 CS in the bot lane against Sivir. So, those are your CS differences at this point in the game. Nasus looking. Nasus can very easily do a lot of work here. He's going to maybe potentially go when we see the Wither onto Kale. The E as well. Can take a little bit of tower damage, not much. As it looks like we might be seeing a dragon contest here. Nasus could very easily get this tower. He's going to be able to do so now as he throws a Wither. The ult from Nasus as well. The EQ onto her. The Wither still staying. Forcing her to another Q from Nasus. Just an absolute monster at this point. That dragon, by the way, was captured by the Titans. So the dragons are now 2-2. Was an infernal drake. Would have been fantastic if Wolfe County could have got it, but nonetheless, a pretty decent, play there from the Titans. The E from Nasus there onto Udyr under tower. Nasus can potentially jump him under tower, but he would be playing a pretty dangerous game. He doesn't have his ultimate up. That bush is warded, so Sivir will get the Q off onto Kai'Sa, doing some pretty decent damage, as well as the minion, or as well as the aggro from the Raptors onto Kai'Sa, not really helping the situation. We see all of Wolf K now pushing the topside river and now converging, maybe looking for a potential 5-man. We see Udyr moving into play, pretty dangerous territory. If he pushes into it, we see Kai'Sa going in as well, as Kai'Sa's going to dash to the side. Before they absolutely melt her, Nasus, Kai'Sa, and Nami managing to just shred Kayle and not being able to let her do anything. The ult from Ahri going to be able to miss her charm. Warwick ulting Ahri as well. Ahri dashing again from the side. Nasus with that ulti as he goes in. We see the ult flash heal from Sivir. Nasus going to flash on Ahri. The charm still connecting. The Q still managing to do way too much damage onto Ahri. Be able to shred her. We see Udyr coming in on the side onto Nasus. Nasus going to try and run away. Is he going to be able to do it? He's going to be able to barely escape from that. So a good escape from Nasus. Good team play as well. That wave from Nami managing to do some pretty good, crowd control there. Nasus now moving back into lane. The entirety of Wolf King has backed, so they're now potentially maybe looking for a Baron setup here. They could potentially do it. I mean, the problem is though all of the Titans are up at this point, so that would be a pretty dangerous call. They do have the potential to get it stolen, so if that's a risk that they're willing to take, they might not want to do that. Kai'Sa now going for the red buff as well. Warwick going for his Krugs. As Leona and Sivir pushed mid lane, Jace pushing up as well. As Jace looks to engage on Leona, getting that Q off on Sivir, doing a pretty decent amount of damage there alone. Yeah. Nasus going top lane, just split pushing very well. Yeah, go ahead and check the difference real quick. Nasus currently sitting about 120 CS lead. We see the bubble connecting from Nami onto Leona. Kai'Sa coming from the side. The auto attack. Jace to be able to do enough damage with his QW and hammer stance, be able to shred Leona. As Nasus just pushed top lane, going to go for that next tower. He's going to go for waiting for that demolish brute to come up. As he's going to be able to Q that tower, just doing almost just an unbelievable amount of damage. That wither onto Kai'Sa or the Kayle as well. As the rest of Wolf County manages to secure that mid lane second tier tower. Thing is, I want to see who took that tower down faster. The 4 people for Wolf King are just Nasus alone, because his that one attack he did on that tower, doing almost well over 1,000 damage, no problem. The Q from Sivir just doing a lot there. That charm from Ahri being a very dangerous tool in her, in her kit. So we see the flash from Kai'Sa there. A decent idea. I mean, definitely not a waste. It was a good idea. She definitely didn't want to get caught out by the Ahri there, because that Ahri charm is basically just a death sentence if you get hit by it. As we see Nasus now pushing back in towards bot side jungle, maybe looking for another 4-man. Nasus sitting, waiting, maybe looking to bait out, as it decides Wolfgang now decides to back out of that bush, pushing the lane. Udyr is pushed up pretty heavily now, as he is now getting pushed in behind. The wave's pushing up mid lane. Wolfgang take some tower shots, so they're going to go now. It looks like Wolfgang might be converging onto, going back towards mid lane. We see Kai'Sa going towards bot lane, maybe looking for some wards to put down. Getting ready for another dragon. Wolfgang is up now about 6,000 gold with 3 towers at more than the Titans. Both teams have 2 Drakes, and Mountain and Infernal Drake, so pretty even on those objectives. But like I said, Wolfgang just having double them towers. It's pretty crazy right now. All tier 2 towers taken from all 3 lanes. So Wolfgang does have pressure in every lane at this point, which will is definitely a good thing. As they are going out for another Infernal Drake, a very good Drake, especially for Nasus. Just more damage is always a good thing, especially if you have a fed Nasus on your team, which Wolfgang does have at this point. Jace managing to actually secure that Drake without but extra auto attack. We see now Udyr, Layne, and Sivir now pushing the top side jungle as Ahri pushes mid. Kai'Sa moving from top side into the mid side, or in the jungle. We see a lot of scanners going off. They are going to clear. They are going for a lot of vision here, a lot of wards. We see like 5 wards alone in the top side. 4 wards alone in the top side from the Titans, going for that vision of the Baron, because Wolfe Canny does have very much easily potential, to take that Baron, which would be a very big issue for the Titans if Wolfe Canny manages to secure it. They do have vision of Wolfe Canny in the around the Baron, so they might want to watch out. As it looks like Wolfe Canny is going to start the Baron. We do see Wolfe Canny going in for the first Baron of the game at 30 minutes. Scores 14-9, by the way. I want to point that out. We do have a ward there behind them. Are they not going to clear? As they don't even need to worry about it. Nasus just manages to chop it down, cut it down to size. As Wolfe Canny just gets a very free Baron. Very, very, very big issue for the Titans here. I'm assuming more. Okay. We see now the entirety of the Titans moving towards top side, trying to push off, because it looks like Nasus was, split pushing top. That Q from that one Q onto the red buff, just 2 Qs, and it's all he needs. Udyr now pushing. We see Nasus sitting waiting. The ult from Nasus, the wither onto Udyr as well. A little bit of a wasted ult from Nasus there, but he's just going to be able to walk away from it no problem. Kai'Sa trying to defend as well. Nami, Jace following up. Kai'Sa pushing the mid lane as Warwick pushes down the bot lane. We see 3 people for Titans defending the top lane. Nasus just going to be able to sit there no problem. If he can get that 1 Q off on that tower, he's going to get it, definitely. And as well as another auto. We see the Udyr ulted by Kayle. Q just demolishing her. Kai'Sa coming in from the side onto Udyr, just shredding him. Jace with that Q jumping onto Sivir. The spell shield not going to try and do as much as it can to save her. As Wolfe Canny is able to push, no problem. Nasus just chopping down that inhib. As the entirety of Wolfe Canny now pushing top lane. Warwick sitting bot side, trying to push those lanes too, but not going to be able to do any. Not pushing much is unnecessary because of Wolfe Canny managing to take the Nexus and get another win. 16-9 ends it. Good job, Wolfe Canny.
And we'll be back here in just a minute with our player of the game. We want to thank everybody for joining us so far. Stick around, and we'll be back momentarily.
One thing I saw, Jeremy landed a lot of bubbles. He landed a lot of bubbles, a lot of good bubbles. That was good. I think it was.
You want to get Jeremy?
Yeah, aside from Cody, because he's 8-2, but I'd say Jeremy.
All right, and we are back here at Wolfe Canny High School, and we are awaiting our player of the game. Here he comes right now, Mr. Jeremy McKinney. He was our support for this matchup, so congratulations, Jeremy.
Thank you.
Good job. You played Nami that time, and you finished 1-1-11. But the real story here is just your support role all across the map and stuff. You were in every team fight, and you did an incredible job. So,
thank you.
What are some thoughts on the matchup?
It was a really fun match. It was a longer match than Tuesday. A lot harder too.
32-minute match, yeah.
I just listened to Cameron and did what I needed to do.
Yep, doing what you're supposed to be doing there. And all your teammates had great games there. You could see they're 3-2, 4-3, and 8-2. And even though Matt didn't get a kill in the jungle, he was still placing wards and doing what he was supposed to be doing there.
He was CCing a lot actually, in fights.
Yep.
Whenever he needed to.
So this is first victory here against the Titans. It's best of 3, so we're going to win one more to advance on to the Elite 8. Any other thoughts or things before you get back at it?
Hopefully we can take game 2.
All right. Well, good luck. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And everybody, we'll be back here in just a few minutes for round number 2. Thanks for joining us.